On the western shores of Faerun lies the city of Waterdeep, a place of business for many, opportunity for others, and called home by countless thousands, but all know it as a city of splendor. Its history is old, older than the noble families that rule in the upper wards, older than Baldur's Gate or Icewind Dale, older even than Neverwinter Forest and the Great Plains that succumbed to the spell plague and calamity it has preserved. Its history is contiguous. The city behind its high, white walls has never fallen. This is the hub of many races who make up the spanning castes. This is a city of spectrums, great wealth, and oppressive poverty, festivals and fairs, and crime and corruption, adventure and intrigue, and pampering and imbibing. A dichotomous city. Nobles of the North Ward who parade through the streets and throw elegant balls to flaunt their wealth just beyond the walls that divide them from the Field Ward homes that hold 1,000 hungry mouths. Some of them beggars, others children made orphans by a parent's vice or war or both. Each of its 7 wards houses humans, tieflings, dwarves, half-orcs, elves, dragonborn, and half another world of creatures. Merchants can be heard calling out the contents of their stalls in the trades ward. Smells of freshly caught fish, ripe fruit, and spices brought in by traders who travel over the Sea of Swords. The streets of Castle Ward are pristine, patrolled by guards who don colourful and exquisite armour, statues that act as street signs pointing towards the courthouse, a local theatre, or the king's extravagant castle. Just beyond the crimeless Castle Ward is the Sea Ward, home of a dozen religions with gaudy temples, some built of stone, others carved straight into massive statues the size of titans that loom over the city of Waterdeep. Their features sometimes disappear into the sky when the clouds hang low or when a fresh morning fog rolls in from the sea. They've been still for so long that houses have begun to appear near, around, and on them. At one time, their names were known and their history told often, but the city is old, and with time, the people have lost the stories. In the dock ward, amidst the sea foam and the smell of salt water, raucous laughter, or murderous shouting, sometimes it's hard to tell the difference, can be heard from behind brightly lit tavern windows. Salty dogs partake in bouts of violence, for brawls go hand in hand with hard liquor, and the liquor flows like water there. The dark alleys that pepper this ward are the hunting grounds for cutthroats, the busy harbour a playing field for a thief with sticky fingers. Nobles avoid this place as much as the general smell as the inherent danger, like a lamb wandering into a pack of wolves. The great graveyard, called the City of the Dead, sits in the eastern portion. It houses countless dead from 7 generations past. Walls have been erected around it, guards patrol it in case any upstart necromancer is looking for flesh for his dark magics. No dead wander about, but it is but a large graveyard, but that doesn't stop the children from telling ghost stories or daring one another to sneak in and stay the night. Childish things, the adults will say, but even a grown man is superstitious enough that he wouldn't partake in any dare of that sort. On the southern side of the city looms Mount Waterdeep, a natural landmark that sweetens an already beautiful city. Its peak will be white-capped come a few more months, but now, in the autumn pre-winter chill, it catches the morning sun first and glows like a beacon. It once housed the original denizens that started the city of Waterdeep. Tunnels and mines run through its core, but it's been long since abandoned, or so the city's thought. There's been rumblings in the dark sounds from the old mines, a patrol disappearing here or there. Some say it's a troll, or perhaps underdark creatures striking in the night. Others rumoured that a mage took residence there. He experimented on things better left untouched. He went mad. Some say on those cold, still nights you can hear his laughter echoing off the mountainside. But that is a story for another time. This story has more humble beginnings. We start our adventure in the warmth of the Yawning Portal Inn and Tavern. 5 unlikely friends about to find themselves, as they say, in the right place at the wrong time. You all sit around sturdy wooden tables, lit by brightly burning candles and littered with plates of cleared food and half-drained tankards. The unintelligible chanting from a few tables over and drunken adventurers singing bawdy songs nearly drown out the off-key strumming of a young bard 3 tables over. And... I'll give you all a sec to put your tokens wherever you want them, but this is the Yawning Portal.
Remember how Roll20 works.
All right.
Boundaries so much that Roll20 feels fucking obscenely weird to my brain.
Where are we sitting?
Seat, probably.
I'm gonna assume you picked it.
Huh?
Where's your token?
Put a token in, yeah. Are we assuming that we already know each other, or is this the meet?
Well, I know you.
Yeah, you two would know each other.
So
Yeah,
where are
no,
you?
I meant everyone.
No.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, no, I should have expected that.
What?
It's literally the same guy.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding. I reworked the story so it made sense. It's literally the same guy.
You're gonna hate me.
Hmm.
My token, right hand side, midway up.
Yeah, I kind of figured that was yours.
I love it.
It's great. It's okay. It just means that.
Yes.
Is that a canker? Maybe would be the more appropriate thing to ask.
No, it's not.
You'd be wrong.
Though that would make an interesting thing. Idea for the character. Kenku warrior. Only knows profanities because that's the way it was brought up.
Very specifically refuses to pick up words from anyone else.
Yeah. Anyways. The Aarakocra, the magpie Aarakocra, to be specific, is just quietly admiring and surveying the scene, just clicking her beak every so often, golden eyes just scanning and observing and just curious more looking, like.
I love how in the tavern you have the generic NPC dude, and then there's this one guy you're like, okay, we might have to fight him. Just got dude, and then this guy, and then this guy.
Oh, if only you knew. You guys want to describe your characters, or do you want me to continue?
Yeah, I mean, I'll describe my one. So, sitting over here, having been drinking for quite a while, and still steadily drinking, is a medium-ish height half-elf, dark skin, hair braided back.
Alcoholic.
Yay.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Kind of roughish looking, like, bit, muscular, done some hard work in her life. Yeah, just knocking back drink after drink.
And in contrast, also knocking back drink after drink, very effeminate looking tiefling, blue, long purple hair, probably down to small of the back, tied back in ponytail. Still wearing furs and everything, despite the fact that it's not that cold. Just joining his companion in the merry drinkings.
Not quite at that stage where we're toasting with every drink.
No. Takes a bit to get there.
Who wants to go next?
Sure. Sitting down by the fire. I actually don't remember how to do the whole ping thing. I'm sorry.
We can hold.
Oh, there you go. Down there. kind of solemn looking, sitting upright, a woodland elf, kind of fair skinned, with mid-length brown wavy hair. You know, kind of slightly down pointed ears, like slightly irregular. You know, it would be a bit like off centered, no, vertically, if that makes sense. Um, you know, kind of drink in hand, not tipsy, probably, you know, still nursing first drink from when he first sat down or came into the pub. Kind of just concentrating on the fire and observing what's going on around the surroundings. Yeah.
And rather curious of the giant pit in the center, you see a fairly standard mid-height kind of dark-skinned Earth Ganassi, with just rather unusual kind of clothing choice, very tribal, lots of dark browns and blacks, and all across his arms and his head and his any exposed skin you can just see visible veins of gold or like some form of metal ore running through the entirety of anywhere you can see his skin showing. And he's just kind of leaning over, looking down into the pit, just curious of it.
Looks
Not
like
really.
gold, actually pyrite.
Standing out like a sore thumb, like this is definitely not somewhere that he's used to being.
Right. For reference, the pit itself is about 40 foot across and descends to the point where it just goes pitch black and you can't see. There is no light at the bottom illuminating or giving any indication of its depth. Otherwise, if not for the massive pit with the platform outstretched and a basket and rope dangling over it, you could mistake the Yawning Portal for any other tavern, if not for its occupants, who all, in one way or another, seem either incredibly well armed or very capable. As you're all situated and comfortable in the Yawning Portal, you hear the chanting get louder and louder from the tables across from you all. Dip, 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 dip. A young, muscular man gets up, a little bit tipsy, takes a huge swig from his tankard, then makes his way over slowly towards the bar.
How did I know?
He slaps a gold piece down on the table. Dernan, the renowned barkeep and owner of the Yawning Portal, nods, reaches under the bar, and pulls out a very large bell and hands it to the man. The other people, on seeing the bell, all cheer in unison as he takes it, makes his way over towards the platform. As the guy steps up, everyone cheering, he begins to strip off his weapons and armor and place them all sort of towards the concrete steps to the side of the pit. And the tables cheering him on. A few other people now, not part of this one group, are all starting to look up. Some are shaking their heads. Others sort of sitting up, perked up to watch. The two tables of drunkards start to sing a song. Deep and dark and down below, where only fools and braggarts go, where monsters roam and dangers mortal, few survive the Yawning Portal. And at this point, he's stripped down to just a leather pants. Even his shoes are off. He reaches out, takes a step onto the platform, grabbing the rope. It swings out precariously over the pit. As it comes back, he sort of outstretches a foot and grips the platform, steadying himself. And unseen, the platform begins to drop. And as it goes down, they continue singing, "Stand your ground or ring the bell and hope you make it up the well." And before long, you can't see him at all. And the rope just keeps dropping and dropping, dropping. As soon as the man is out of sight, the entire bar rings out in shouts of betting. There's people all over the place screaming at each other, screaming at Dernan, screaming amongst themselves. "Oh, I'll bet a silver is ringing that bell before he hits the bottom." And another says, "Oh, I've got 2 copper, he stands down 3 minutes and comes up." And everyone is throwing some action around.
I don't even look away from my drink. Do not care.
Yeah, I'm good.
Wow.
Yeah, the Ganassi is still staring down the hole, trying to figure out where this guy went and what is going on.
Yeah,
Gonna join in, just watching.
I will say around you, quite a few of his drinking companions have as he started to descend, have joined you around the rim. And it's, I'd say, probably 40 or 50 feet or so, as best you can tell, is when the darkness envelops him and the ambient light from the yawning portal doesn't reach down any further. After a minute or so, the rope stops, and everyone sort of stops. There's a hush, like silence around. You get, I mean, you can all put 2 and 2 together. It means he's at the bottom, and everyone gets very quiet. Although there is the quiet clinking of coin as some people pay up their bets. Another minute passes, and you see the rope move slightly here and there. 2 minutes passed. At nearly 3 minutes, you can all hear cling, 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 cling from the bottom as the bell begins to echo up the hole. The rope, again unseen, begins to go taut and pulled up. And as the ascent begins, he still can't see anything as he makes his way up. After 45 seconds or so, about 40 feet down, you see the man appear in the light on the end of the rope, one hand holding onto the rope, the other holding Tankard up triumphantly. And from all around you, there are yells of joy and defeat, and again another exchanging of coin as people paying up their bets. Gets to about 20 feet away when suddenly there's a few people around you, Onyx, who's like, what's that? And you look down. The form of a troll solidifies out of the darkness as it climbs quickly up the shaft. All around you, Onyx, the crowd starts yelling and pointing, but the man on the rope doesn't seem to understand. 10 feet from the platform, the troll catches him and bites down. You hear this pained scream. The troll climbs up onto the platform, rips the man in 2, and throws him to the ground.
And I threw it on the ground.
God damn it.
You just see the gentleman ripped in 2 start to fall down, and again dim into the darkness, enveloped in the pit. For the elongated arms and legs, green sallow skin, long talons of a troll becomes apparent to everyone as it reaches out, climbs over the top. Around it, you can see the flittering, leathery wings of sturges. They're elongated beaks, stingers, whatever you want to call them. There's about 9 of them all up, but only 3 of them are flapping around the troll. The rest are attached to it, bloated and lethargic.
Alright.
Bloody bloodsuckers.
Interesting tavern.
There's a dead silence for a moment as it overcomes the burr of the pit. Before all hell breaks loose. There's screaming all around you. People are trying to flee out the door. Others are getting up in arms. Dernan, the barkeep, reaches under the bar, pulls out a shining greatsword, jumps the bar, and yells out to everyone, "Troll! There's a drink on me for anyone who helps." And
For a second, I thought you were going to say.
Cortana
pull out
immediately stands up.
For a second, I thought you were going to say he's going to pull out from underneath the bar a fucking shotgun.
Yeah.
Same!
I thought so too.
My brain has been conditioned to expect only certain weapons to come out from under bars, and greatswords aren't one of them.
But yeah, Cortana hears drinks and it's like, yep.
Drink? Yes!
Yeah!
Fucking...
Apparently.
No natural 20s for the rest of the night.
Congratulations, first natural 20 of the game.
Look, she really wants another drink, okay?
One that doesn't have to be paid for.
Exactly.
who else would?
Also, Greed, if you click your icon and then initiative on your thing, then yeah. Should add you to the turn order and you just adjust your number to whatever it is, +1.
Sorry, say that again. I should have relearned how to do this first.
Click your icon and then initiative on your character sheet.
My icon on my character sheet. I don't see the word initiative. There it is.
Shit, that's a pretty good initiative score.
For a person who looks like they're probably a monk, yeah, no shit. Hate to break it to you, but just saying.
Alright, Cortana, you're up first.
How far away is it?
So how can I snap things to the grid? My
It's odd
icon.
that it's not snapping to grid at the moment.
Yeah, I'm just gonna stand up and then
Didn't leave it there.
start walking over. Alright, yeah. I'm just gonna walk up to it and use my action to move. Gonna walk around all these dudes and get close.
There you go.
Ah, thank you. Sweet.
Now everyone needs to readjust.
Yeah. But I can't actually do anything because that's my action.
Welcome to level 1, everybody.
I'm still holding my tankard, by the way.
Oh yeah.
Oh, of course. Onyx.
I do have my trident, right?
Yes.
Yeah, this is post. This is post all that. So.
Yeah. So I've got like my trident in one hand, the tankard in the other.
Drinking
around
as
up
you
to
walk
it.
over there.
Drain the tankard, slam it on the table, trident in 2 hands. Actually, no. I'm gonna swing my shield around, and trident.
That's right. You remember that if you don't have your shield being used, it
Yeah.
doesn't actually affect your AC.
Also, like when I pull the shield out, right? It doesn't look like it looks like literally someone has just picked up a plank or like a bunch of wood.
It's
It's
a big
basically
bunch of driftwood.
it's a door that has been broken, and I'm just holding the handle as the shield. That's my
Interesting.
shield.
Get tower shields.
Onyx?
This is a door shield.
I literally just look like I have grabbed a piece of rubbish off the street and I'm like, let's do this.
This'll do.
Alright. Noticing the apparent excitement at this thing being here, the Ganassi unclips the hand axe from his belt and slings the shield off of his shoulder. Very vibrantly golden symbol of Gond on the front, god of smithing and craft, and rushes up through the crowd and takes a swing at this thing's fucking belly. But before that happens, you see the axe ignite as I cast Searing Smite.
Ooh, a paladin.
Nope.
Nope.
Alright, a constitution save.
That depends. Does a 12 hit?
12 does not, no.
Then no.
Swing and a
Is
miss.
As you approach, pushing through the crowds, running for the door, you see, you finally see a Gat take a swing, and the troll moves its arm, and you are covered in blood as you slice in half one of the lethargic sturges that are bloated. Its two pieces just fall off it. One splats to the ground in front of you. The other just teeters off into the pit.
Alright.
Gross.
That's me.
Alright. I don't want to say your character name yet, but it's your turn.
Startled by, the sudden noise, the slender elf, currently unknown name-wise to everyone, jumps up,
Definitely not in the Discord.
definitely not a name that had just been publicized elsewhere without prior thought. Grabs his quarterstaff, that's laying beside him, kind of a very plain but nice looking staff with some etching only at the top and bottom, with a leather grip around the center, or slightly off-centered actually. Responds to the action or situation, alarmed, not enticed by the thought of a drink, but by possibly the thought of maybe some money to pay for his bed for the night, and approaches this monstrous looking troll and weird looking creatures to offer his assistance.
He's
I actually don't remember how to
troll.
do the screw all you other people in here. I like the troll better. Remind me how to do the line. I'm pretty sure I can move that far. But the
Yeah,
line-
if
Hold down your icon and right click.
that's what.
Yeah, if you're dragging your icon, then right click, it'll bring up your.
Yeah.
You actually have to be dragging it already.
I miss my monk speed.
It's I don't know if it's just me, but my map won't let me move it at the same time. And I should be able to attack. All right.
You
With
got
the,
35 feet of movement.
Okay. What was it? It was 35. Yeah. Okay, it's too far.
So you can still get there, but you won't be able to use your
Yeah.
action.
Yeah, like me.
Yep. Just
I had to
prepare
finish my
some.
drink. I used my bonus action to finish my drink.
Please,
It's
that's a free.
important, all right?
That's a free action.
Yes, I guess that's me. Just steadied himself ready with his staff, still debating does he help the troll or people he undecided who looks like they're gonna win. So just at the ready.
Just
To
join the
jump
winner.
in.
It's fine.
Yeah, just
If
ready.
everybody
to
in
jump
the inn is
inside.
dead, you get a free room for the night.
Exactly. And
free
everyone
drinks.
else's room.
And an
True.
inn.
And an inn.
If you are so inclined.
And a city
Wouldn't mind.
guard coming the next
Wouldn't-
morning.
It's
I
fine.
mean, trade-offs, you know.
Blame the
Inn,
troll.
bit of the guard.
Pros and cons.
So
Yeah.
that's
That's
your turn.
future character's
Housekeeping.
problem.
Yep.
Alright, I'm gonna roll a d4 to see who it attacks.
The axe is still brightly glowing and like hissing with the blood from the sturge.
Congratulations on adding a beacon to you.
Yeah.
It's apt because it attacks you.
Yes!
Fair enough.
As seemingly some sort of the weight of the sturge has been eased off its arms, and now it's standing upright. You all may or may not have seen a troll before. You've definitely heard about them, but from everything you've heard, this is one sickly-looking troll.
Kind of
Seeming-
hope so if you're throwing it at us at level 1.
Seemingly, I mean, it's pretty safe to assume that all of these giant bloated bats sucking its blood has left it rather unhealthy. At the top of the turn order, though, at the start of its turn, it gets a little bit of colour back. Seemingly recovering some from the sturge now detached from its arm. Seeing the bright colours and everyone running around it, it just strikes out with one claw towards you, Onyx. Chances are it's going to miss with a 9.
That's a miss.
Yeah, lethargic and slow itself. It strikes out with its arm, you just easily deflect it. A glancing blow ricocheting off the head of one of the gentlemen that was cheering before as he falls into the pit.
Wilhelm scream.
Alright. On the Sturge's turn. One of them shoots for you. One of them shoots for this guy.
Obviously no kindred among birdkind.
No. And the closest to this one. 20, 15. This guy then. And they all attack. A 15.
It's just.
Take 7 piercing damage as this thing just lunges forward and attaches what would essentially be your armpit.
Ow!
And you feel this odd sensation as it just begins sucking blood.
At least buy me dinner first.
The big shock. You could say these things out loud, you know.
The one of these gentlemen, it attaches almost in like the dead center of his throat, essentially giving this guy a tracheotomy. He's still standing, but he is like flailing around, running around in circles, trying to like pull this thing off. The other gentleman, it lunges forward, and he ducks at the inopportune time. This sturge seemingly going for the same spot, and its beak, its needle-nosed beak, just plunges straight through his eye.
Yeah.
And he falls forward into the pit, bringing the sturge with him.
Hey, one less enemy. Bright side.
As
So
yet
we had-
unnamed tiefling.
So we had the chill walk over with the drink. I'm not even getting up. Drink in one hand, and with the other hand, we'll send a chill touch over at the.
Yeah, cool guys don't look at explosions.
Exactly. But I am actually looking because I do want to see where I'm aiming.
You don't want
Well,
this
it's a
damage.
chill touch, so who knows? But you know, I'm gonna try.
Out of a
So,
wizard
chill
one,
touch
you
is
could
a-
never hit with one.
Yeah.
Also, just with the Sturges on the Sturge's turn, another one of the bloated troll sturgeons detaches and just begins slowly flying back down into the hole.
2 less enemies.
This is just I'm out.
So yeah, chill touch to the troll. That's a 20.
20 definitely hits.
Hooray! 7 necrotic and can't regain
the
hit
wizard's
points until
curse
the
has been
start of
lifted.
my next turn.
Nice.
Yes.
That'll definitely help.
Yes.
Is that your turn? You're saying where you are?
Yeah, no, I'm good.
There's a
Got a
cloud
drink.
of dust somewhere that's very annoyed at you.
It's alright, we'll see if it sticks.
You want some fuck Aarakocra. What would you like to do?
Wow. I'm gonna try and get
Let her
this.
smash.
She's gonna draw out a rapier and like try and stab the little
I wish you had a
fucking
bludgeoning weapon.
sturgeon on her.
Uh,
Maybe next time. Like a
so-
little club or something like that.
so are you playing Becky, or? Because I heard that Becky's a hoe.
No, that's them.
The 16 definitely hits.
Ben is also a hoe.
7 piercing.
There's a discombobulating moment where you swing and very easily, with minimal effort, detach its head from its body. And even more disconcerting than that is the head is still attached, and that you have to take a moment and pull gently this needle-like apparatus out of your armpit. And without really realizing, in the moment, you feel like a very like a needle prick. But as you begin to pull it out, it's a good like 4 or 5 inches into your armpit. Your
fucking
arm
hell.
almost completely outstretched to get the entire length of its needle nose out. As you do though, it is completely dead.
Keeping the head.
Did you want to move some at all?
It's going to be like Lefedra, and you're going to be carrying around a whole bunch of animal parts.
Yeah, I shall move up to there and use my bonus action to hide.
Dun, 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 dun.
If that's possible.
Just imagining like Kronk against the wall.
I can use bonus actions to hide, yeah?
I can't remember if that's level 1 or level 2.
I have no idea.
Rogue, that'll be a cunning action, which is level 2.
Okay. I shall just duck down behind the wall then and wait for my turn.
The plan didn't change, just the execution of it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Alright.
Armor with the shotgun.
Durnan, with his very shiny, very magical looking greatsword, does a sick heroic landing over the bar.
AKA the carry.
Begins charging directly for the troll.
Trips and falls in the pit.
Yeah, he falls in the pit.
As he runs towards it, he points at Cortana, Onyx, the as yet unnamed monk, the half-orc towards the south of the tavern that's been getting up, like everyone, and says, grab some lamp oil, throw it over it, and just begins charging, raising his greatsword to attack.
As I said, AKA the carry.
So with the 27, definitely hits. Does seven slashing damage. Just read through the additional shit. No, that's it. 7 damage, and makes a second attack. With a 13 though, he misses on the second one. So he yells out, douse it in lamp oil, takes 1 sick attack and he unintentionally knocking the troll off balance for a moment, misses his second attack. The half-orc sitting to the south
Yagru Stonefist.
gets up, lets out a bellow, and just also begins charging directly for the troll. 30 feet. Makes it up to behind Durnan, and is by all accounts is seemingly like ready to push him out of the way to get to this troll. At the top of the turn order, these two here run behind the bar and hide.
Beaches.
Cowards.
This guy runs for the door and disappears. This guy runs for the door and disappears. And the guy sitting at the half-orcs table, he stands up, gets his weapon ready, and adds himself to the initiative. Cortana, what would you like to do?
I'm gonna have a look around. Are there any like lamps nearby?
There's quite a few pretty readily accessible. All the larger tables have lamps. So there's a couple on the bar. None on the tables around you, but like these tables here have lamps. Like this one here, you can see. And all these booths on this side have lamps. The rest of the tables are just candle lit.
Fair enough. Alright. I'm going to turn and walk over to the bar.
Mm-hmm.
And this lantern one here.
Yeah.
I'm assuming there's like a hook thing at the top or something.
Yeah, it's a very stereotypical lantern, so it has like a pull ring on the top where it could be hung from something.
Alright. Yeah, I'm just gonna like scoop that up on the tip of my trident.
Yeah.
And then walk back over. And then swing with the lamp and the lamp oil on my trident, so it'll hit him when I hit him with the trident.
Yeah, go for it.
14?
14 misses for your attack, but it'll definitely hit with the lamp.
Yeah, as long as he gets lamp oil on him.
Yeah, thrown off a little bit by the swinging lamp off the tip of your trident. It weighs down your the heavy top end of it for you. But the lamp does shatter, covering its legs in oil. But the sudden motion does put the flame out. So its bottom half is covered in oil, but the flame itself is blown out by the motion.
Fair enough.
Alright, that's your turn.
Yep.
Onyx.
Alright. Just continuing to shield up on this thing and continue the fight, but anyone who understands Giant can hear Onyx just kind of grunting at this thing and just, back in your pit, cretin! And I will take another swing. Searing Smite is still active for another minute.
Hands.
That's a 22.
22 definitely hits.
Yeah, not so worried about the fire going out.
So that's 4 slashing damage, and now I'll roll my fucking Searing Smite. So that's 6 fire damage, and they are now on fire. Even if they didn't have lamp oil on them, they are now on fire.
Yeah, you take your swing with your hand axe. As you do, almost as if the clouds open up, a red, bright orange streak of lightning descends from the roof, sets this thing's hairs on fire from the base of its skull. One of its filthy, matted dreadlocks falls to the ground, an ember, and you all sort of watch for a second as it falls just shy of the lamp oil. But the pooling lamp oil drips off, and in an instant, the entire bottom half of this troll is on fire.
So yeah, that just to make it understandable, DC 13 con save.
That is a 7.
Right, so yes, 6 fire damage. It is on fire. If the target uses a action to put out the flames, then the spell ends, but until then, for the next minute, they take another d6 every round.
Shit.
It's almost as if it was designed to take care of trolls.
Alright, and that's your turn?
Yep.
The gentleman from the half-orcs table stands up. My mouse will stop dicking around. The very, again, a large greatsword in his hand, heavily armored from head to toe in like steel plate. Gets up with his greatsword on his shoulder. The instant it catches on fire, and his entire like breastplate is lit up in orange with the flickering flames, he just puts the greatsword down and sits back down.
They got this.
I'm good. I'm good.
Giving exactly that look.
It's almost as
Just
if that
raises the
NPC was
the
designed to
flag
set
and
it
it
on
turns.
fire.
Oh god.
The characters in this tavern are rather transparent.
Seeing the troll on fire, and taking the lead of seeing the oil throne, the tall, slender man in the green robe looks around and sees one more oil lamp, which he goes and grabs. Clearly, he's tipsy from his half a beer, stumbles a little bit as
Staggers
he's going
across.
for it, struggles a little bit, and much the same as with the trident, he hooks the lantern on the end of his staff, and moves back in front of the
I was almost
troll.
gonna fling it, and then I'm like, he's gonna make me roll an improvised attack, isn't
Yep.
he?
And I would have gladly watched it go into the pit.
Yeah.
Straight down the hole.
And then with his staff with the flame on the end, tries to smack
There you
the.
That'll do it.
Again,
Down the
he's still a little tipsy, unfortunately, and
Let's hope he doesn't get any
just
on him.
almost smacks Onyx in the head.
You rush
Yeah.
forward towards the table, grab the lantern, hook the ringed end onto the end of your staff, rush back with the quarterstaff over your head to make an overhead swing, but you trip on a table leg and just swing the lamp directly into the ground, splashing the floor in oil, the flame catching from the troll, and you spend the remainder of your turn stomping out your now lit robes.
Thana just looks over and like raises one eyebrow.
Oh, god damn it.
Alright, so is that another save at the top of its turn, or just take 6 damage?
What the hell is that?
Let me just quickly bring it up.
I think it was something about like it can spend an action to put it out.
Yeah, at the start of each of its turns until the spell ends, the target must make a con save or take another d6.
Alright, that is an 11.
Fail.
Alright,
5
so
damage.
Alright. It's now thrashing around wildly, its head on fire with its matted locks seemingly providing some sort of kindling. Its legs on fire, covered in oil.
Goodness gracious, great balls of fire.
Multiple sturges just ignite and pop,
Yep.
showering the surrounding people in blood.
Lovely.
And it is going, flailing wildly, it is going to make 3 attacks. 1 bite at you, Cheese.
Mr. Food.
It's not even the player name, it's just this character is actually called Cheat.
Alright, you take... Uh, 12, 16 piercing damage. Unfortunately, it was a nat 20. Are you at 0?
Yes, I have 10 hit points, I believe.
Alright, then yeah. You are rendered unconscious as bending over and exposing the back of your neck to this troll as you're stamping out your ignited robes. It just latches onto the back of your neck with its mouth and thrashes in very sharply, leaving you to fall limp. As you do so, a barmaid from behind the bar, you can hear, "Oh God!" and gets up to rush forward. One of the gentlemen from the table is like, "Don't be stupid, lass." She just shrugs off. It seems like she's going to run in deception and come and save you. Onyx,
Yes.
with a 26.
That'll hit, I guess. Yeah.
You take 8 slashing damage.
Alright.
As it just flailing around wildly, it's just throwing these wild haymakers with its claws. And Cortana, a 10.
Nope. Not even close.
There we go.
Doing some drunken fist type shit. With everything going on, you like stumble on the trip backwards with the table being rocked behind you, but you land perfectly in the seat, making it look intended as this looming, long elongated arm with sharp talons on the end swings just above your head.
Are there any unattended drinks at this table?
Yeah, there's actually quite a few.
I'm gonna take a swig.
You find one that has just been used as a tobacco spit.
Oh. Well, I feel like the more likely thing is just the fact that, Sturgis burst. Blood.
Yeah.
It's fine.
If it's alcoholic, I don't care.
It's fine. Bring new meaning to the term Bloody Mary.
The bandit with the sturge tracheotomy, he just falls forward. His skin goes wafer thin and pale. You can see the outline of his skull. As they begin to topple over, this sturge just detaches and very lazily begins flapping its wings down into the pit.
Cool. Yeah, I'm still not getting out. Let me just check something.
Lazy fucking tiefling.
Well, that changes my plan.
Oh, I guess I have to get up now.
It changes what I'm gonna do. I'm not getting up. It's Eldritch Blast time. Still drinking.
Eldritch
On the head.
Blast.
Eldritch Blast.
Eldritch Blast.
Too bad it's
Nope.
not gonna hit.
The new chill touch.
Mhm.
Fucking hope.
Yeah, that just sails off into one of the rafters. You hear Durnan from dodging these blows from the troll yell, "Oi!" As there's just like dust and some stucco falling.
He just shrugs and goes back to his drink.
That's your
I
turn.
tried.
Yep. I mean, barely tried.
How tall is the roof? Like, how high is the ceiling?
From where you are currently, about 3 stories tall.
Alright. Gonna go up, flapping wings about 15 feet high,
Mm-hmm.
and then gonna travel another 35 across that way. And going to pull out my short bow and fire off a round at the troll. Fire off an arrow.
Go for it. 23 definitely hits.
Sneak attack?
Yes.
10 damage.
Yeah, you can see the green rogue figure limp on the ground. You can see Onyx and Cortana taking their attacks and dodging them respectively. And just through the hubbub of it all, just take a moment. As your wings flap, you let yourself reach that little middle ground as you descend again, let loose your arrow, and it sinks cleanly into the troll's chest. And you watch for an instant as the fletching on the end of the arrow ignites.
Nice.
And that's your turn.
Yeah, I don't have anything for bonus.
Alright, Durnan is going to take a swing. Actually, no, with the half orc pulling him out of the way, because the half orc's next. The half orc just grabs him by like both of his armpits, picks him up and throws him back
Into the pit.
Not into the pit.
This is my chance. This is my bar now.
But being an experienced older adventurer, he uses that momentum to kick off the troll, effortlessly sheathing his sword. And as he does so, and he's flying back, the half orc throwing him about 10 feet, with the added momentum of him kicking off the troll, he lets loose 2 crossbow bolts from a double crossbow.
That's fucking cheating.
Wait, that's illegal.
The 25, they both, like, I hate to say it now because you made the joke, but like a double barrel shotgun, 2 crossbow bolts just let loose at the exact same time, sinking into the stomach for 6 piercing damage. He does that very epically, matrixly, until he literally crashes into his own table, sprawling backwards onto the floor, nowhere near as like sick looking as the move he just pulled off. He is prone on his back. It looks like one of his shoulders are dislocated, and you just hear as he's
There was elegance, and then there was not. He was like a graceful swan, and then a dumbass duckling.
With that, the half orc does not slow down her momentum at all. And with 2,
Oh, miss the tank engine music.
It's gotta be this. It's gotta be the super distorted one though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
half orc pulls out 2 very small maces, one in each hand, and just begins bashing at his knees.
There's a xylophone hammer thing.
No, there's little like Dr. Hammer things where they hit
Yeah.
your knee and it kicks. Just testing the reflexes.
Testing your reflexes. Yeah.
But both attacks miss as the troll is stamping furiously in the fervor of trying to stamp out the fire. All of their momentum just stops suddenly.
Turns out, not an unstoppable object.
At the top of the turn order, the
She hits the knee. She gets a reaction. She gets kicked across the bar floor.
from behind the bar, you can hear a "Lass, no!" and a "Ow!" as the barmaid stands up suddenly, rushes over towards the passed out rogue figure, and begins dragging you both off. Get to about there, I think. Pulling you off to behind the bar. Cortana.
Alright, I'm gonna stand up and kick the chair back a little. Take my trident, and I'm gonna hit it against my shield. And instead of like
As you
hearing-
kick back the chair, It causes a domino effect, knocking over the chair behind that, and you hear a hey.
Just gonna ignore that. This is fine. But yeah, as I hit the trident, it doesn't, sound like my trident hitting wood. It's this giant, like, gong sound, and I'm gonna cast Toll the Dead.
Oh, nice. Wisdom save.
And if it fails, that is 12 because it has taken damage.
That
Sure
is
has.
a 7.
It takes 12 necrotic damage.
You see its spine snap rigid. It stands upright to its full height. It slams its hands over its ears. And before you, you watch very slowly as it begins to teeter backwards and forwards. Blood begins to pool from its eyes, from between its fingers, out of its ears. Its nose, 2 teeth with its jaw clenched, shatter under the pressure. And it's teetering upright, seemingly dead.
Nice.
Which way does it go?
And as I cast the spell on the shield, even though like it's just planks of wood, there's like cracks that sort of seem to make a shape that glows slightly, and it's like looks almost like a double wave.
Do you want it to go a specific way?
Into the pit. I'ma kick it.
Tushibalba.
I'ma Sparta this. I'ma kick it in.
Tushibalba.
Tushibalba.
As you all stand around, sort of waiting to see what happens, whether it's gonna gather itself back together, or if
Betting
it is
on
going to
in or
fall.
out.
There is a moment where it starts to dawn on you that it hasn't acted. It doesn't seem to be reacting to anything. Its legs begin to give out underneath it, and it's going to topple straight on the ground. As it falls, you just give it a gentle shove with your foot, and it falls into the pit.
With the 2 Sturges.
With the 2 Sturges.
I'll turn around to Dunham. Let's see. I'll take a whiskey, please.
He gets up. He picks himself up, collects the 2 chairs that have fallen on top of him, puts them respectfully back in their position at the table. He looks at the half-orc and says, "Yagra, get over here." And you can see his puts his greatsword across the bar, kind of what do you call it? Rotating one arm, and the other one is just kind of limp. And Yagra, the half-orc, makes her way over, kind of looks around at everyone, and without looking, just grabs him by the wrist and pulls. You can all hear an audible as the shoulder goes back into place. From Durnan, you hear a and he begins just walking back around the bar, looking down at you. He just kind of gives you a kick, and your lifeless body just lulls. It says, "Patch him up, Bonnie," and just begins
I'll walk
coming back
over
around.
and I'll go put a cure wounds.
Getting to these 2 gentlemen hiding behind the bar. He stops, kind of stunned, reaches over the bar to grab his greatsword, and with the flat of the sword, just kind of wraps them both over the top of the head. And they're both,
Dumb bitches.
yeah, they're both like, "Oh, fuck, sorry, Durnan." And they climb over the bar like rats. And they kind of look around at everyone. Everyone that's left kind of just shaking their head at them, and they just kind of like lower their head and just begin walking out.
Walk of shame.
Alright, Cheese, you got 6 hit points. I'll help you off the ground.
We'll drop down and just put the bow back away. Walk over into the pit. Ah, fuck. Well, one less area to worry about, I suppose.
Cheese, you come to with the cure words. You see the barmaid standing over you and Cortana standing over you. As you come to, your eyes flicker open. Bonnie is kind of telling Cortana, like, oh, I've got this. It's not my first rodeo. Oh, never mind. And she just, like, well, and just begins walking off back towards the bar. Picks up her glass like nothing happened and begins polishing it.
The Ganassi just goes around fixing up the table that Dernan fell on.
God
as
damn it.
soon as Cheese is standing up again, I'm going over to the bar to get my drink.
Yeah, he takes a brief moment after the two walk out. With some reverence, he puts the greatsword on a placard where it wasn't.
Now the tiefling gets up.
He finished his drink.
Takes the greatsword and puts it on a placard that was previously empty before this fight. It is purpose built for this sword.
Shotgun.
And above the sword on the placard are the embossed letters Grimvault. He turns back around to you all, reaches under the bar, pulls up a double barrel shotgun,
And blows you all away.
Pulls out three very
I never give
large.
away free drinks.
Came to the wrong tavern, motherfuckers. Pulls out three very large, very dusty bottles filled with amber liquid. They're all identical. Rips the cork off one and just begins filling up shot glasses for everyone that helped. The gentleman from before starts making his way over. And Dernan just gives him a death stare, and he just
It's like,
goes back to his chair.
keeps the same grin.
Yeah. The half-orc, Yagra, just takes her one drink and also just begins making her way back to the table. For the rest of you, pause your drinks. There's, thanks for that.
Pick up the shot. Nostrovia. Down it.
Sorry.
I don't know Orcish. Here's
Neither do I.
That's racist. That's very racist.
Oh boy.
Yagra.
I have to put up with like 20 levels of this.
Yagra comes back over.
At least his is halfway decent.
Can you translate this for me?
Again, it's not orcish.
Yagra
Still
says.
racist.
Yagra looks at Dern and says, "Nope." And
Oh boy.
but with the tavern seemingly cleared out, I see. Are you all drinking?
Yeah.
Cheese?
I'll drink
Yes.
his.
In a very ashamed, licking the wound kind of manner.
He's hiding at the
helped.
corner of the bar. He's like leaning against the edge of the bar,
Like,
just going.
and he can
Hiding
just see
head
his
down.
half-finished drink from before, like, still sitting there.
Just head down, ashamed.
Rolled up on the floor, like.
Staff
"Why?"
still left next to where he originally fell over, hasn't even picked it back up.
Well, he gives you with the presumably the second round for those who want it. Finishes off that first bottle. Plonks the second one down, still corked, and says, "Well, again, appreciate it," and just slides the bottle over. There's quite a few vacancies now, so please help yourself. And with the third bottle, he pops that and just starts drinking.
Starts drinking it himself. Yep.
Wow.
Does this happen often?
I mean, often enough when you got a pit into the mountain.
we're talking about some kind of portal. Albeit, bit of an odd question regarding that this is the Yawning Portal, but I assume that at the bottom of the pit is said portal to mountain.
The pit itself is the portal. It's a metaphorical portal. It's a literal pit. But yes, underneath it's quite dangerous down there.
Gotcha.
He kind of points at. You guys never been here before?
Just shake my head.
No.
No.
The pit itself, and he kind of points to it. The pit itself is actually the outer structure of a tower. I don't know what happened to the tower, but when they were building this place, they uncovered it, and the inside was stripped and just led down. And yeah, as he points it, you can see some of the divots in the rocks could definitely be arrow slits.
Has anyone gone all the way to the bottom?
Oh,
And-
all the time.
And, come back?
Oh yeah, parties go down there all the time. It's kind of one of those things, people want to start adventuring groups or whatever. They want to make a name for themselves. Maybe there's not much action around the city, and they go, "Oh, let's go into the Underdark." So they descend down. Some return. Kind of points over at the gentleman with the heavily armored gentleman with the shit-eating grin. Says Maloon over there. He's one of them. He's made quite a name for himself down in the pit. More often than not, they just don't come back.
That's about what I expected.
But hell of a business for me. And he takes another swig.
It's very true.
Also, just
Unique.
before you get any ideas, I wouldn't recommend you go down there.
Well, I mean,
You all,
troll, pretty good dissuasion.
you all handled the troll relatively well, but I didn't see anything that was like, send him down to the
Some
pit.
of us handled this role.
I mean, more.
Yes, very well done, Doverich. You can shut up about it now. Congratulations, you killed
Oh
Troll.
no, I wasn't boasting. I was making fun.
Some of us actually excelled, and the rest of the people need to look inwards and question: did they do enough?
I mean, all I can say is there's more than twice your number here before, and they fled. Not everyone stands toe to toe with the troll. And you survived.
Exactly.
Hence, drink.
Not everyone needs to stand toe to toe with a troll. While still fixing the broken leg on this table.
I'm sorry.
If you didn't antagonize the damn thing, then it wouldn't have come up.
Well, that's not my game. That's something everyone sort of come up with themselves. Given that the tower is mine, I kind of charge people a couple gold to go down there, and they made the game out of it. If they pay the gold, who am I to say no?
Did that guy actually bring your bell back? Because he came up holding a tankard and the rope, but not the bell.
He reaches under the bar, and like a cacophony of clang, clang, clang,
I was
clang,
gonna say,
clang.
dude's got hundreds of bells under the bar.
And he pulls up, wrapped in both of his arms, he pulls up 6, and he's like, I got plenty of bells.
Never mind then.
The couple
No
of gold
epic
they
quest to rescue the bell.
get, the couple
So
of
you
gold they
get
pay
discount
for
on
the,
those?
yeah, the couple of
Buy
gold
them
they give
wholesale,
me
maybe?
covers quite a few bells.
If sending people down giant hole doesn't work, you could make money selling bells.
Right.
That is the reaction I was looking for. Thank you.
Well,
Oh no, Katana's just blank staring you.
Family heirloom, I take it. gesturing up to the two-handed sword.
What did you say? Sorry.
Family heirloom.
No, that's mine.
Oh. Fair enough. Usually something that powerful would be passed down generation to generation, but I suppose generation starts somewhere, especially with weapons like that.
That baby will be buried with me.
Understandable. Each their own.
Can I have it instead? Seems like a waste carrying it with you. You know, I could put it to better use. You know, carry on your work, run the pub.
If ever there was someone in this tavern that was in dire need of it, it's definitely you. But no.
Exactly. So
Shade.
help
Fucking
her
shade.
banish Delph out and hook him up, please.
That's a 20 gold bottle of booze I just cocked for you.
And I only
That's
had
not
one
help.
drink of it. Instead, can I have the sword?
Definitely not.
Is it just Pelikov and I have just demolished the rest of it?
I mean, it's up to you guys. Who's drinking?
I only had one drink.
Yes.
I've had a few, like 1 or 2 shots by now, and thank you for the other name.
And Onyx isn't drinking.
Nah.
Yeah, it's just us.
What's up?
Right.
This is fine.
As Dernan just kind of chooses to ignore you, your continued request for his sword.
Your Greedo is showing.
You can
Yeah.
see he looks beyond all of you as a group, and then just kind of like looks down. And he's like, "I've got to check something out the back," and just walks like off.
Turns out it's the Trident group arriving. This is where we arrived, guys. It was the back room of the yawning portal. It's right here.
As he you can all see very clearly that he just gets to behind these barrels and just leans against them.
This is me time.
As he does that, Bonnie as well is like, "Oh, for fuck's sake!" And you hear behind you a booming, "Well, well, well, adventurers, right?"
Just slowly turn in the seat and just like look at
No,
this weird person.
drinkers.
Well, they're not entirely exclusive. Please come, I have a proposition for you.
Are you going to buy me drinks?
We are very one-track mind people.
He's begun heading back to his table, but he's just like turns back around and like yells at Dernan like, "That trick never fools me, friend. No matter how many times you pull it. Bring us a couple of bottles, please. To our table." And again, just begins looking back towards the booth.
You have my attention. I'll walk over.
Have I fixed the entire table yet?
Yes, definitely.
Okay.
Single break or
Just-
tear.
There's a couple of more like single fractures as this gentleman begins to walk back. You stand upright, and Dernan looks at you, gives you a nod, and your work is done.
All right.
It's gonna grab the staff
My vac here is
with
done.
with a foot and like flick it up, grab it, and then just pass it back to the monk person.
As the you know, I
Allegedly.
reach out to grab it, and now quite tipsy after the shot, you know,
Drop it.
miss the staff. Yeah,
Yep.
and just kind of like smacks me in the face a little bit. Falls
It's
on
like
the floor.
standing on a rake.
Yeah, yeah, almost exactly like that. And then just stops there. You know, it doesn't fall, and I just grab it and walk
maybe
over.
maybe just lay off the drinks.
To
You don't seem
wherever
that
else
can hold yours.
Character concept: Jackie Chan cross with Benny Hill.
As the gentleman sits down, like squeezes his way all the way to the far end against the wall in the booth. He has like a ruffled doublet on, those like split like Ren Fair pants, like stereotypical Ren Fair garb, like leather boots, a very well kept beard, and a pointed mustache. heavy gold rings on all of his fingers, and one of those like sagging nappy hats on. I don't know what the hell they're called, like a beanie, but it sags way back.
Yeah.
Bagging nappy.
Yeah, that's just how I think of it. It looks
Yep.
so dumb.
It's what it is now.
Perfect.
And we'll probably take a quick break there.
You ready?
Alrighty. I shall return.
Oh, what is with the accents?
All right, guys, we're just going to take a quick break. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Hey, Tiny. I'll be right back. You all
Spell.
follow this gentleman back to his booth. He scooches in, and you all scooch in behind him. He looks at the two of you standing outside. Don't be shy. Get in here.
Oh no, Aarakocra's just like got a chair like up close by, so like in between the two tiles, and is just like leaning on the back of it. Like arms on the back of the chair, just like leaning in and listening. It's like,
It's
"I'm good."
fine. Come sit. I don't bite unless you ask me to. Then sure, it's all fair game.
Dinner first.
You
Fair.
wouldn't want that.
Also fair. As I said, only if you want me to.
Just scooch the chair a little bit closer
You
until
don't
they're like
need all of
resting
the
against the
fat.
table.
So you all sit down. The figure who approached you strokes his mustache, adjusts his floppy hat, and tightens his scarf. Volo Gidan, chronicler, wizard, and celebrity at your service.
I get that
I'm
in writing.
most impressed by your daring do, and the truth is that I fear I have misplaced a friend amid the odious violence which has recently been seizing the streets of this fair city, and I could use your assistance in finding him.
I could use a drink.
You misplaced an entire person.
I was about to ask that as well. How do you misplace an entire
Well-
person?
I believe he was taken after I left him after some drinks. At this point, Bonnie makes her way over with a couple of bottles of wine, just places them on the table. That'll be added to your tab, Volo, and just walks off.
Bolo?
Immediately pour myself one.
Volo.
Volo.
He plonks a bag of coin on the table and says, "You'd all be handsomely rewarded, of course."
One of those for each of us, yes?
Well, I mean, you divided amongst all of you. I didn't.
One of those for each of us. Yes?
I don't have 5 bags on me.
I don't mean right now.
In here is 100 gold that you can divide amongst yourselves. And I can pay 100 gold each if you find him.
There we go.
Seems fair.
So you take the job?
After a few questions, where was he seen last?
Well, I mean, I was waiting till all the delicates were out of the way first, and he just starts divvying up the
He's going
gold.
to tell its own.
He divvies up the gold into 20 gold piles, slides them all across to you.
Immediately just scoops it into my bag and keep drinking.
So, 20 gold each and 100 gold each on successfully finding my friend. His name is Floon Blagmar. He has more beauty than brains, unfortunately, but is a great drinking companion. Last night he accompanied me to the Skewered Dragon, a dark and bawdy tavern in the dock ward. I called it an early night, but Floon remained, drinking and merrymaking. His His wife tracked me down here in the yawning portal about an hour ago and told me that Floon never came home last night. This was doubly surprising as I had not previously been aware that he was married. Floon is a handsome man in his early 30s with wavy red blonde hair. He's not difficult to pick out of a crowd, however, for he insists on always wearing this gaudy 6-inch bas-relief of a unicorn's head on a chain of blue pearls around his neck.
Note taking.
Are you sure he's not just sleeping in a pile in an alley somewhere?
I mean, that's entirely possible, and if that's the case, then it's easy gold for you, am I right?
This is very true.
He's human, yes?
Yes, a human male.
Human male, redhead 30s. I've seen the skewered dragon. Alright. Hang on, I'm gonna add one more thing to my inventory.
Oh no.
Sorry.
Early 30s, wavy red blonde hair, 6-inch unicorn's head on a chain of blue pearls around his neck.
Ready?
Last seen at the Skewered Dragon in the dock ward.
That sounds like enough to go on.
It's a
Brilliant,
start.
brilliant. Well, I'm here most days. Dernan and I are old chums. We go way back.
Yes, can definitely tell just how much he likes you.
Ah, yes, that's just his rugged exterior.
Let me guess, but deep down he adores you.
Oh, absolutely. The amount of business I bring this place is staggering.
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps you had best keep the business here, and rather than antagonizing the beasts of the wilds with your note-taking.
Oh, so you do know me.
I know that it took us a week to calm down that Etten you were aggravating.
You must have me mistaken with somebody else.
Spoil it.
Clearly.
Volo's the guy who wrote Volo's Guide to Monsters. Context!
I'm currently working on Volo's Guide to Spectres and Ghosts.
But there were specters and ghosts in the Guide to Monsters.
The publishers demand something, okay?
Well, perhaps whatever took your friend, or whoever took your friend, can be added to the list.
Ooh, fun, Monster Hunt.
Well, I mean, I do hope it's as
Monster
simple as you
Hunt,
said. I hope
Monster
it's just a
Hunt.
case of him passing out in an alleyway or something. But something, if it's not as simple as that, I trust that with your abilities, you'll be able to take care of it and get him back to me safely.
Yeah, it
quite-
shouldn't be a problem.
And if he comes back unsafely?
I mean,
Easy
that would-
monies.
That would be a tragedy, especially now I know he has a wife I'll have to tell. But you will be paid regardless. Find him and you will get your gold.
Done.
Nice, almighty.
So, one more for the road, then we leave, yes? Or wait, what time is it? I don't know.
I was just about to ask what, like, just
Time,
peeking out
time
the
is not
window.
to keep track.
Refill my glass. Nostrovia.
At this point, it would be like a 10:30, between 10:30 and 11:30 at night.
Oh god.
I was hoping we were doing all this hard drinking at 10:30 in the morning.
Jesus. Oh boy.
Okay, one more food before sleep, and then we sleep, and then one more for the road, then we go.
There's a a loud snoring sound, and everyone kind of realizes that at some point during Volo's speech, since hearing about the reward and general gist of what was expected, the green robed monk has clearly passed out from his entire shot and half beer.
Oh boy, I get the feeling we're gonna have to finish this one up.
Maybe look out for this one.
No more drinking for this one, in other words.
Yes, water.
I will have his.
You know, at some point you're going to have to share with me. You know that, right?
Da. Is given.
So where is the sharing?
Pulls out flask. Hands it over.
Thank you.
Very well.
That is good stuff. Do not waste.
I
Since
trust.
when do I waste drink?
True.
I trust in all of you to find Floon. Best of luck.
We will
out
find
there.
at least a piece.
We will find something.
We will endeavor to find a living being.
That would be optimal.
Alright. So first thing in the morning. Gets up, pushes the chair back, and just grabs his green figure and just like starts dragging him out.
There's just a long snore and like a brief, "Whoa," and then
Yeah, so holding him like between the seat and like between herself, she just like looks down at the floor and then just drop.
It'll do.
Just to try and wake him up.
Poke him with the trident a couple of times.
It's okay.
Ah!
You
What?
tried.
What? Stop. That's
Beds are
Lemon.
comfier. Come on, up you get.
You should probably
Begrudgingly.
find yourself to a bed.
I get up and walk away.
Attaboy.
And I walk away.
As you all make your way upstairs, the yawning portal itself, I believe, is like 3 stories tall.
Yeah, it's a big one.
With the upstairs banisters encircling the pit, so the pit is always open, all like the entirety to the roof.
They call that a mezzanine.
Yeah, that's the one. As you go upstairs, the available rooms just have the keys in the locks. There is the implication that no one would be stupid enough to try and short Dernan, because of not only himself but the clientele that he has here.
That, and we've seen your sword.
Yeah,
Plus, we assume that it's like always pay the person before we go wander upstairs.
I mean the locks being in the keys being in the locks, maybe not so much. You can just stumble in and grab a room.
I was gonna say, it does kind of give off the vibe of, if you can make it to the room, you can sleep in it. Just be prepared to be
Yeah.
prepared to pay for it.
Yeah, it's just a case of in the morning you'd best be walking downstairs with some coin in hand.
Yeah. Or at least be willing to work for the room.
Exactly. So there's tons of rooms available. You can all just pick. You can just open one, throw the monk into bed, and just shut the door behind him.
Yeah, pretty
You
much.
think we are making it as far as the bed? It goes
Just-
on
just-
threshold.
Just open the door, push him in, close the door. Where he ends up afterwards.
Close
doesn't fucking
enough.
matter.
Problem solved. He can work it out later if he ever wakes up. After that immense amount of alcohol that he has consumed. The half an ale and 1 shot.
But yeah,
Yeah,
you
no,
do
rough
all.
day for him, right?
Mhm.
You do all find rooms, however you want to. If there's any bunking or anything happening, there's a ton of rooms available if you all want your own individual room. They all seem to be accommodated the same, just a plain double bed, a desk. They all have fireplaces. But yeah, and yeah, that's just about it.
Place to sleep, a place to keep warm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll just pick my room wherever.
I
Yeah.
was gonna pick the closest.
Yes.
As soon as Onyx gets into a room, you immediately light the fire and get it going. And then just begin the usual wind down activities.
Yeah, easy enough. There is a small bundle of kindling kept next to each fireplace, presumably restocked as part of the cleaning process. But yeah, you all get your long rests. You'll sleep peacefully. Nothing happens throughout the night.
Oh, look, I get back all of those resources and stuff I didn't use.
One spell slot.
And I didn't use it.
No, as in I lost one spell slot.
Yeah.
Not even during the fight, just afterwards.
It's very true.
You'll wake up the following day. As you all, if there's anything you want to do in the mornings, go for it.
Take my requisite hour to prepare my spells.
Yeah, fair enough.
I'm gonna spend some time trying to work that long needle-like nose off from that sturgeon's head. Like try and preserve as much of it as like of the actual needle-like appendage as possible.
Making
like-
your own darts.
like skinning, like trying to skin the head off essentially, and just like pop that off and just like look at us like I'm sure I can think of something to do with this.
Make a medicine check.
I'm fantastic with that. Oh,
Not bad.
Don't have to be when you got luck.
It's easy enough. You take one of your daggers, kind of peel around the base of what is essentially a beak, cut away the muscle, and after a little bit of working, you just kind of bash it at the base with the hilt of your dagger, and it snaps off.
and you said how long is it? Like
In total, about 6-7 inches long.
Damn.
nice. So a very nice needle-like thing, and I got
It's
some
a
ideas.
Rapier
Awesome.
dagger.
Mm.
It's a stiletto.
Yes.
Pretty much. And then
That
when I
is the
come
word.
down, I'm gonna get Durnham to refill my flask.
And with that, head goes on the fire, needle gets wrapped and into the bag. Did I spell that correctly?
Yeah, he tops it up for you, no worries. Just, are you after beer or spirits?
Spirits.
Yeah, easy enough. He makes his way
I was
towards,
gonna say he casts Summon Spectre.
makes his
Something
way,
for Volo.
makes his way towards a beer keg, and you kind of give him the like no, and he goes under the bar, pulls up a much smaller keg, iron banded, and with a small spigot, starts filling up your flask for you.
No thanks.
So you all stayed the night.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Does passing out in the chair in front of the fire here count as staying the night?
Da.
Yeah, you weren't outside when I locked the door. It counts.
Alright, yes, I stayed the night.
Alright, that'll be 5 silver each. If you want breakfast, 3 silver. And 4 copper for the booze.
I will hand over 8 silver, 4 copper. Yeah. Yeah. Hand
I'll
it off
hand
for
it.
myself.
I'll hand her over 8 silver myself.
Also handing over 8 silver.
You'll as he starts taking the coin, he kind of Bonnie and taps the coin on the counter, and Bonnie rushes out the back.
It's 10 silver per gold, yeah?
Yeah.
Cool. Remember correctly.
Well, it's 10, 10, 10.
Yeah, 10, 10, 10.
10 copper to a
Onyx
silver,
just pays
10.
for the room.
Kind of staggering over, recovering with a mean hangover. Just kind of fumble in my pocket, pull out the first coin that comes out, happens to be a gold piece, and just leaves it on the table, or on the bench rather, and kind of slowly makes his way back towards the fire.
Just unnecessarily loudly called. How is your head?
Better before you yelled that.
I know.
I get the
Um,
feeling with
the,
one person that has probably never drunk in their life, and with 2 probable alcoholics or very heavy drinkers, this is going to be a fun time.
Bonnie comes
Come
back
from
out.
islands. Nothing to do but drink.
Bonnie comes back out with platters of meat and roast vegetables. Dernan flags her over first before she begins serving, and she goes and nods. She begins walking around, giving you all a plate each. And she's like, sorry sir, I'll be right back. And goes out the back. As you're staring into the fire, the rest of you can see that she has the exact same platter of with a single plate and what seems like a very rickety pile of pots and pans. And she, flawlessly walks over, keeping it all perfectly balanced. Like, not a single thing moves as she makes her way towards the hungover monk.
Aarakocra just watching with like curiosity in its head, like.
And
Have lost control of my token.
oh really?
Yeah. I literally can't select it. Can I put a new one in? I can put a new one in and that's fine. There we go. Oh god, I've got a name tag now too. Can everyone see that?
no.
No.
Okay. I don't care either way, but it's still very odd.
She
Just only paid for the room, didn't pay for a meal.
Alright. Yeah, she like stops about here, looks around at all of you, and then is like, "Oh my god, I'm so sorry, sir," and like purposely does like trips over.
Platform.
Just the plate of food stays perfectly on the tray. Not a single roast vegetable falls out of place. But effectively launching all the pots and pans at the stone fireplace in front of you.
I like her.
Is there a way to roll a negative roll because I'm drunk on a
Disadvantage.
dexterity roll, an acrobatics roll on
Yeah, just
avoiding being
impose-
hit by any of the pans?
I know she's
Roll two,
she's not
take the
trying to
lower.
hit you. She's purposely launching these pots and pans at
Yeah,
the
but he
stone.
doesn't know that. It's like reflex.
I just see them. I'm just like half, still hungover. I just see shit flying at me. I just want out the way.
Just
Yeah,
impose
sure. You can just
off.
make an acrobatics check if you want.
At disadvantage.
Yeah, at
Disadvantage. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
There you go.
That wasn't that
Yeah.
funny.
The first one was really good, and then the second one was 9. So
Brilliant.
You turn to see
Safe.
entirely too slowly this myriad of pots and pans. Sober, you would have been able to spot them instantaneously and realize that none of them were at any risk of hitting you whatsoever. But in your hungover state, you're like, "Oh no!" and try to duck out of the way. In turn, placing both of your feet inside a pot and a pan, respectively, and slipping and sliding on the polished hardwood floors. having to throw both of your arms out to stop yourself from falling back into the fire. Bonnie gets up, like giggling, but then realizing the predicament you're in is like, oh shit, and rushes over and like grabs you square by the robes. Like anyone, if anyone else grabbed you like this, you would presume you're about to be punched, but she grabs you square in the middle of the robes, just in a big bunch, and pulls you forward. And he's like, oh fuck, I'm so sorry. And helps you get the pots, your feet out of the pots.
Should have
Gingerly
let him fall. Fighter would be
gingerly
wake up call.
places the food in front of you and just gathers up everything and just like sheepishly starts running back out the back.
The Aarakocra's on the floor laughing, cackling her ass off.
Yeah, from behind the bar, you hear, oh, I need to pay her more.
It really looks like you do.
Gonna eat my porridge in peace.
Throughout the duration of your morning stay, while you eat and wake up, Bonnie is not to be seen again.
Plot twist: Bonnie's a specter.
Poor Bonnie. Must be so embarrassed.
But yeah, you'll peacefully get to enjoy your meals if you had one. Onyx, you're left to your own devices.
Yep.
So this dock, the something dragon that they
Blue dragon.
mentioned, and the docks. Do Pelikov and I know what that is? Because we came in around there, didn't we?
Yeah, around that area.
Also,
Yeah.
where was the yawning portal? Which ward was it in?
The Yawning Portal is technically the castle ward, like the real uppity area, but it's bordering like all three, like the castle ward, the trades ward, and the dock ward. Like it's kind of positioned so it's at like the point of all three.
Alright, so it's the triangulated, like, central points of those three wards.
Basically, yeah.
Alrighty. Cool, thank you.
Fair enough. Well, we can go and investigate this other tavern.
Sounds like a plan. Let's go.
Before we get going, I've heard the name
Into the dark,
Pelikov a few
maybe?
times, and I do believe, what's everyone else's?
I don't know if I said Pelikov. Like, out of character, I said Pelikov?
Yeah, in character.
you?
In character,
Ah.
my name is.
It was a drunken muttering from from the character while they were fighting.
Fair enough.
I'm
I just
also
can't remember.
not sure I said my own name.
You didn't. I'm just trying to remember if you actually said Pelikov in character or
No,
not in a
'cause
non-combat
I said
situation.
Something earlier, it was like Pelikov and I knew something or something.
Okay, fair enough.
It was when you were asking about the bar.
That's
Alright.
right.
Yeah, but I mean like earlier, like just after combat or something like that. I'm just trying to remember.
Side.
Yeah, I don't think any of us has said our names, actually.
Yeah, that's why I'm just like,
Right, so, introductions. My name is Belikov Pitten. You call me Belikov. Everybody else does. Hello. My name is Jeff.
yeah.
Corthana Garen.
What was Pelikov's second name?
Pitten.
It's
P-I-T-T-N. Not that type of Pitten.
Well, I'm L. EL, for reference.
I'm Wang Funi.
You're 30.
My friends call me Wang.
Well, I'm
actually.
calling you Foony.
It's such a food.
It's very
name.
disrespectful. Please don't call me Funi. Al.
It's disrespectful to call you by
Yes.
your surname.
Yes. I'm an outcast of my people. I don't deserve my last name. I'm just Wang now.
Then why introduce yourself with it?
It's a good question.
Just a
Old
wang
habits
in the
die
wind
hard.
on the run.
Only Wang.
That is actually, I think I might pay a poet to make a song, "Wang in the Wind." Thank you for that suggestion.
Disembodied voice.
I'm going to stab him, Pelikov.
You going to stab Wang?
You're gonna stab me?
Yes.
Why?
Why do you want to stab Wang? Apart from the fact that he can't hold his drink.
He seems like he needs a stabbing.
Please.
Toughen
You
him
think,
up.
you
No
think
stabbing.
everybody needs a stabbing?
They usually do.
I mean, you're not wrong, but still.
El leans over, is like, and you are? To the Earth Ganassi. It is an
All
Earth
dark
Ganassi,
and
right?
brooding. What is your name?
Good fun, good talk. Let's go.
Apparently irrelevant.
Some it is. To
I am
others,
joking. You will get used to
Don't mind Pelikov. He's an ass.
and then some.
Sorry.
Coming from the person that wanted to stab me?
I did not say I was not ass.
Fair point.
I am Onyx. You can just call me Onyx. Everyone back home does.
Alright, good cheers.
Okay, new tavern. Tavern
Yes.
crawl.
Oh, this early in the morning? Alright, fair enough.
Always.
I forget that I'm traveling with two drunkards.
Oh no, I totally had breakfast ale, by the way.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's like, oh, I'm traveling with two drunkards, right? Yeah.
I'll be coming back here, and Onyx puts a shard of metal on the bar in front of Dernan. I'll be coming back here looking for any information about people carrying this kind of metal. And it's that same kind of rainbow ripple effect through the metal as is on his shield and bits of his chainmail. It's effectively, for those who need a picture, it's Damascus steel, but Faerun Damascus steel.
Fantasy.
Fantasy Damascus steel.
Yeah.
Yep.
It is, yeah, just Damascus steel pattern throughout all metal on his equipment, and he puts a shard of it on the table. Anyone bearing this metal in armor, in weapons, anything, I want to know.
I'll keep an eye out for sure.
Alright. And he'll put a gold coin piece down next to that shard and head out.
And you all head out. Presumably you all follow him.
Yeah.
Yep. Got a
Turn
slight,
and head towards the
Yeah.
dog.
got a slight skip in a step. As if listening to an imaginary tune.
Makeup. One might say we are.
Street of the singing
our way.
dolphin.
You'll make your way into the bustling streets of Waterdeep. Can you all see the ward names? Like Dock Ward, Trades
Yep.
Ward, Southern Ward?
Yeah.
Yep,
Yeah,
and also
so-
the street names.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
There's the yawning portal.
And the
Trade
yawning
ward,
portal, yeah,
castle
down
ward,
south.
and dock ward.
Yeah, so you can see how. I mean, it's technically Castle Ward, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's right on that border of all three of them.
And we're the caravan? Well, that's just
Yeah.
a yawning portal.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, that's my go-to party token.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
You all die of
Until we
dysentery.
actually purchase. Yeah, until we actually purchase a caravan. And
Is
then-
there, who's pulling this caravan?
Short notes.
Now you don't get a caravan.
Shit. Well, we're walking
One
them.
single mule, and the entire town knows its name is Jayco from the famous Jayco caravans.
Oh, hey, look, it's Snail Street. What was that about snails earlier on?
I was possibly maybe in a trance while he was explaining the details of where this person was. I wasn't passed out, I promise.
Yes,
Us
trance.
elves just need to go into a trance, for
Look,
4
we've all
hours a
seen
night.
someone pass out drunk before,
So if
okay?
someone could just fill me in on the details again,
Yeah, trance with you
If we're going
snoring.
to another tavern,
that would be good.
You
We're
will
going
be a
to.
person for admitting that you were actually passed out drunk.
A trance is the
That's
appropriate
about what I
terminology.
expected. That's about what I expected.
I would never be drunk. We don't drink. It's,
Yes, you
And
didn't
half a
have
nail in a shot says otherwise.
You definitely didn't have half a nail in the shot last night. Nope. Nope,
No.
didn't happen. Nobody saw it
Nobody saw it. I was just in a trance.
Mm-hmm.
the whole time.
Exactly.
Well, the last place this person was seen was at the Skewered Dragon down in the dock ward.
I'm gonna assume there's probably somewhere near the way of the dragon.
Mm,
Is it a common known
Cortana-
pub?
Probably not. I was gonna say Cortana and Pelikov, if you two want to make, I'll say perception checks for when you arrived.
Where's my perception? There it is. Oof, I didn't notice shit.
I'll say you have a rough idea where it is,
Alright.
because it is sort of tucked away, but it is towards the southern gate, which is the direction you two came into the city from.
Alright,
Uh,
I'll start heading over that way.
You start making your way through the south, out of the castle ward into the dock ward, and there is almost an immediate sea change as you cross this border. The castle ward is immaculate. The castle ward is like heavily guarded. Everyone is very well dressed. The yawning portal itself would almost look out of place, being in the castle ward, if it wasn't for Waterdeep's reputation and like how they sort of hold up adventurers on a pedestal. There's almost like the immediate sense that if it wasn't for the fact that adventurers were regarded so highly, the yawning portal would not be allowed to stand in the castle ward. Because it's such a stark contrast to everyone else on the outside. Everyone is so very highly, very well dressed. The guards are hyper professional, overly protective. As you walk along, you can see someone just drops a piece of paper, and instantly there's a crack as the guard just whips out a baton against the perpetrator's ankles, and not a single person bats their eyes. The dock ward is the exact opposite of that. Everyone walks around in practical clothing, whether that's singlets, bare-chested with vests. Everyone is walking around with some sort of weapon, whether it's daggers, short swords. As you pass some taverns and bars, you can see massive, like tree-sized cudgels, to like great axes and great swords. Making your way down the streets, you see into the alleyways. It is a very stereotypical, terrible neighborhood. You can see in the alleyways like hooded figures just standing there. People make their way up to them. There's a quick exchange of product for presumably coin. There's down the main streets, there's a very blue collar feel to it. Like the working class people are kind of left to their own devices. But there's no, like, just as they're left to their own devices, all the nefarious types are left to theirs as well. It's a symbiotic relationship.
If I happen to disappear, my computer appears to be frozen.
Okay.
Yep.
Did you want to reset it? We can take a quick break if you want to reset
Just giving it a second to see if it picks itself up.
it. All right.
I mean, it's not like I'm missing anything. I can still hear. So.
But yeah, you continue on down this main road into the heart of the dock ward. You begin making your way towards the end of this major road. At this point, I'll say it's about 45 minutes of walking from the yawning portal to where you are now. And as you go to turn onto what is known as Fillet Lane, the streets are cordoned off. Fillet Lane itself is cordoned off, and you can see probably for 100 paces it's cordoned off on the other side as well. As you turn a corner, you find yourselves on a street that has been cordoned off by the City Watch. Lying on the cobblestones are a half dozen corpses, seemingly the victims of some terrible skirmish. Watch officers have disarmed and arrested 3 blood-drenched humans and are in the midst of questioning witnesses. One of the officers sees you. Get on, she says, nothing to see here. And she's like palming a cudgel at her waist. So yeah, there's quite a few city guard. There's 3 human males pressed up against a wall, almost like outstretched. They're being forced to hold themselves up against the wall, so they can't easily make any run for it or anything like that. Is anyone proficient in perception?
Yes.
Yep.
I think I am.
Yeah, those of you that are proficient, you can make a perception
No, I am
check.
not. Somehow.
Hang on. I'm great with this. Ooh.
Jesus.
4 or 5 proficient in perception.
Onyx, you see that all 3 of them, all 3 of the gentlemen have tattoos of black flying snakes on their hand. The rest of you see that they actually have 3 total tattoos. They all have black flying snakes on their hands, and on their triceps they all have the exact same tattoo but larger.
Anyone
Do we happen to know what these tattoos represent? Which clan or anything?
Elle, you would.
Ooh.
You've seen that exact tattoo before in your rendezvous.
Gotcha. Okay. Hmm.
But none of the gentlemen here are the gentlemen you met.
Okay. So I know of the tattoo, I just don't know them individually.
Yes.
Fuck. Okay, am I able to quickly take like a quick quick mental rundown of each of the gentlemen just to see like hair color, race and estimated age?
So all 3 of them are human.
Yep.
All 3 of them are bald. Clothing wise, it's a mix between. I mean, they're all covered in blood. It as best you can tell, as best any of you can tell, these 3 gentlemen killed 12 others. And they don't appear. I mean, they're not being rendered medical aid. They don't seem to be injured at all. There are. Yep.
Do they look like they would have killed these people, or do they just look like they've just defeated, or do they look manic or anything like that?
It definitely, like for appearance's sake, what you're seeing, it definitely looks like these 3 people just killed everyone that's dead on the street.
They definitely did. Okay.
people on the street recognizable? Like the dead people, like, or are they mangled, or like would we be able to tell if one of the dead bodies were the person we're looking for?
No, definitely not. These people are all. It seems like a gang versus gang situation. Similarly, all these other the people that are dead on the ground, all have tattoos as well. It is the tattoos are all on the back of their head. They're all bald also, and on the backs of each of their heads are 9 eyes.
None of the dead bodies have the same tattoo as the men.
No.
Does anyone know? Would anyone know or have seen the eye tattoo before?
Probably not.
Alright, cool, thank you.
Only because I think all of you are basically new to the city.
I know I've been here for a little while.
I don't think I've been here long.
Nope.
But I don't think I would have seen.
Yeah, I'll say no, just because it's not the same vein as the other one.
Alright. Cool, thank you. Alright,
But yeah,
so, those...
but for all appearances, it looks like these 3 gentlemen killed 12 people. It appears that they're unharmed, given their like weird poses that they're forced into against the wall. A few feet back from them, placed on the ground. When I say a few feet, I mean like 6, 7, 8 feet behind them on the ground. Is an assortment of weapons, and the way it's laid out, you presume that they're placed it there to line up with each person. And after a moment, the city guard approaches each one of them in turn, places them in shackles, first around their ankles, then on their hands, and then put them down onto their knees once they're shackled. And you can see, for as best you can tell, for each person it seems like there's 2 short swords, 4 daggers, small hand crossbow each. They're all heavily armed.
Damn.
And yeah, as the hands are tied behind their back, the hand tattoos become more apparent, and the tricep tattoos basically disappear, given the weird pose that they're stuck in. But yeah, as you take all this in, the female city guard says, "I don't want to have to tell you again, loves." And a second city guard approaches.
Elle just basically looked at the scene and just like took quick notes of everything and then just kept on walking.
Yeah. Knowing this area, I mean, it'd be easy enough to go around it through the alleyways and stuff like that. Or even just take the long way and take more major roads.
We don't see the pub we're looking for anywhere by the scene, do we? It's not here.
Not currently. It's not visible, but this was the direction Cortana was taking you.
You have nothing to see here, so keep going. We just go around.
Exactly. And at this point, they've got like their hands clenched around the cudgel bases.
Let's go. Please, people. I'm gonna start walking away.
Yeah. Start leading everyone around.
Elle didn't even stop. She just like glanced over the scan and then just walked on. It's like, all right, fucking hell.
All right, you continue on down Snail Street. Start heading up Net Street towards the main road, the Way of the Dragon. Start looping back around, and you can see this fillet lane. It's about this intersection, probably 50 paces past this intersection back towards Snail Street is where it's cordoned off again. As you get to this intersection, that's probably the extent of, like, you know that the pub is in this area, Cortana, just not exactly where. As you look around, on the corner is a very odd store, and a lot of very odd stalls up and down the street, all the windows in the surrounding buildings seem to be shattered except for this one store. I'll say shop. And there are fruits and vegetables for sale from stalls all up and down the street of very questionable quality. There are like some kids selling potatoes that have got roots, like not just like they got damp, like long 3-4 inch long roots growing out of them. Apples that are cut in half and wax sealed, but you can see through the clear wax that they've started browning. Yeah, just nothing is really ideal. There's a halfling, a middle-aged halfling with rats on a rotisserie, and all around that is the decrepit streets with the windows smashed and whatnot. Alleyways, there's quite a few alleyways, and one store with a beholder in the window.
You don't mean like an actual beholder, do you?
A stuffed
Okay, just
a
making sure. 'Cause-
stuffed taxidermy beholder.
Okay. If we just had a beholder, like all the guys just like staring out onto the street, we going the other way. Just like, who's next for dinner?
If I recall
Goodbye,
correctly,
Adam
Zimbar
God.
does also live somewhere near here, so...
Say that again, sorry?
Said if I recall correctly, Xanathar lives somewhere around here too.
But yeah, that's where you are currently.
Nice place.
I approach the man cooking the really interesting smelling, questionably looking rat skewers, and ask him if he knows what happened a little bit further down the street. And no, yeah, I slide him, I start playing with a gold coin in my hand as I ask the question. You know, like the classic gambler roll the chip between their knuckles, but with a gold piece.
He
Rolling it.
goes out, well, I didn't see nothing, but here's your rat. And he holds out a rat with his hand open. Take the rat.
Give him, taking the rat.
He says that
Here's-
with his lips are locked. He's not moving his teeth. He's like, take it.
Here's thank you for the rat. Here's your gold for the really good smelling rat, sir.
And you can see as you place the coin in his hand, there's a pained look as he closes his hand around it and then he drops it on the ground and goes, "Oh, dearie me, can you help me look for it?" And gets down on his hands and knees and starts like mock shuffling around. But there's almost a fervor to it as well, as he just dropped a gold coin on the ground.
Which was paid for a fucking rat.
Yeah. Should I roll a quick perception check to see if I see where it drops? You know, did it fall far away, or were you talking just right at my feet?
It's under his shoe. Like, as he gets down on his knees, he places his knee over it and he's like, my eyes, they aren't what they used to be. I'm going to need your help to
Don't worry,
find it."
I actually have exceptional vision. So let me help you, sir. Bend down.
Thank you so much.
Real close.
And as soon as you bend down, he's like, "Oh, you wouldn't believe it. There was such a skerfuffle here last night."
Is he talking loud enough for everyone to hear, or only me?
No, only you. It's like through gritted teeth.
Okay.
His lips are like barely separated.
Yep.
He's like,
Skerfuffle here last night.
"Yeah, this is like just outside old Zoblob shop." And he very subtly nods towards the Beholder store. He's like, some of those crazy Zents came up against those other weirdos with the fuck, what's it called? This is me forgetting what it's called. How about it? The Beholder. It's like, oh, some of those Beholder freaks against those Zents. Some of the Zents kidnapped someone the other day, is a rumor on the street. And then the other guys were looking for the Zents because they wanted the guy that they kidnapped. And then just this morning, there was that skerfuffle down the street.
You know, I appreciate it. Thank you for the rat. It's delicious. And
He
stand
gets back
up.
up and he's like, thank you so much, sir. I found it. And puts the coin away somewhere under his trolley. And starts wheeling the trolley away.
Yeah, walk back over to the group. Hi, everyone.
Hello.
Do you want some rat? It's really good.
I'm going to take a head. Just the hardest of
Rather
passes
not.
on that one.
Sure, why not?
Rather
Sure.
not.
Well,
Take some.
Onyx, you win the prize of getting to know that this rat is gross, but the chef
Joking.
told me something very interesting about what happened down the road. In his words here, almost word for word verbatim, skerfuffle here last night, Zoblob shop, Zent against other weirdos, Beholder freaks. Zent's kidnapped someone other day, rumor on street. Other guys looking for Zents because they want the other guy they kidnapped. Led to the fight we see the aftermath of. Or something like that. So I don't know who these Zents or Beholder fellas are, but yeah, anyone heard of these peeps before?
Judging by the names or the tattoos, I'd assume it's just a simple gang war going on.
Because they kidnapped someone?
I don't know, someone
You
with
know, we're
important
looking for
information.
someone.
Oh.
You
Have
know?
any of us heard of any of this?
Elle, you definitely know who the Zents are.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say you've all cursory heard of it. That there's rising tensions in the entirety of Waterdeep as that sort of violence is spilling out onto the street between the Zentarum and the Xanathar Guild.
As I was... sorry.
It seems like putting the Zentarum seem to be the black flying snake tattoos. They have a more reputable and sort of more commonly known name than the Xanathars. But given the rising tension and what was said, you can probably deduce that the Nine Eyes tattoos are the Xanathar Guild.
Given I was asleep during the detail giving, would we have any reason to think that said kidnapped person could maybe be the person we're looking for? Everyone?
Well, do you see any hair on the guys on the ground?
Well, the guys on the ground were the ones, from what the man said, were trying to kidnap the currently kidnapped person from the Zents. Does that make sense?
So you're asking if the guy that we're after is already kidnapped. Are you gonna have any of that, rat?
Yes. No, it's yours.
Thank you.
Absolutely not. I thought I'd given the rat to Onyx already. Yeah, I thought
Did he?
Onyx had the rat already. He said yes when I offered it initially.
Yeah,
So did
Onyx
I.
just kind of blank face breaks it in half and hands part of it to Elle.
Thank you.
Um,
Starts pecking at it.
yeah, the question that I'm asking, because obviously I missed the details. So, this fight was over someone that was kidnapped by, I think, the winners of the fight.
So you're asking if the person that we're after is someone that's been taken by the people that are still alive.
Correct. And the people who are dead were trying to get him as well.
Well,
How important is
your
this
boy.
person we're looking for? Yeah.
Well, judging by the fact that he's probably wearing some extravagant stuff, I'd say either probably somewhere in the Castle Ward or the North Ward.
Okay, crazy idea. Seeing that the officers seemed really friendly, we try go question the men and see maybe if they'll tell us anything.
You have weird definition of friendly.
I
Very
mean, they
odd.
didn't beat us. You know,
No,
in
but they're
my
really thinking about it. They
hometown,
They were
if I wasn't hit, I did a
quite,
good thing.
quite so ready to.
I mean, we can try.
But how about you go try, and then try and come back and tell us how that went?
Humans don't trust me so much. I think if one of you approach them, it'll be better.
wait, which race are you again?
Maybe it's because you call them
I'm
humans
an elf.
and
a
act
woodland
like
elf.
they are so different than you.
I mean, I could try.
Blue.
Look, I
Yeah,
gave you a
he's
rat.
blue.
I gave you a rat. Come on, help a person out. Take that as a no.
What do you guys? What do you guys want to do?
I am not people person.
I mean, what?
I'm not
What
getting
is- what
stuck
is
in that role in
everyone's-
2 games.
What's everyone's? You look. I'm just here. I just, there's a connection here. I don't know if I don't really know who these groups are. I've kind of heard of them, but if anyone has any suggestions,
Are we near the cordoned off area?
It's about 50 paces away.
So while they're talking, Onyx is about 30 paces away already. And he's just walking straight for the nearest guard person.
So, quick
Yeah, there's
question,
plenty of them
everybody. Does
around.
that fellow seem like a people person to you?
I don't know, but I like him. He took the rat.
He's
Belikov,
chewing
I
on said
stab
rat.
people for fun. My definition of people person is screwed.
He's still chewing on said rat as well.
I mean,
Um,
if everybody had waited for about 3 seconds, you would have realized I am very much people person.
Having realized that there's like this just now empty space where the Earth Ganassi was, and you know whenever you see an anime, is like somebody's like standing there and there's like a missing like dotted line of where the
Yeah,
person
there's
is.
where
It's
they
like,
were.
"Deet,
Yeah.
deet, deet." Oh shit! And just starts going after him.
Belikov, why do you not chase our hard-headed friend?
You know what? It's fine.
Ella's
I wanna
already
see how this
halfway to
goes.
him. Ella's already halfway to him.
Yeah,
As you get
I'm gonna
there,
head that way.
As you get there, Onyx, you see a very young city guard. Definitely, probably. There's about there's 12 city guard in total, cordoning off not only the both ends of this fillet lane, but making best attempts to block off the alleyways as well. So you approach this young city guard, and he's like, "Oh, sorry, sir, you have to go around."
But I want to go right there.
I'm afraid I can't let you do that, sir. This is an active crime scene.
Really? I just saw them take the criminals away. Is it no longer a crime scene anymore?
They weren't taken away yet.
Oh, okay.
They've just been shackled and placed back in their position on their knees, basically.
They look like the criminals are apprehended to me.
Yeah, but there's a lot of dead bodies around here. We're trying to clean everything up.
Just like kind of looking this guy over, slowly brings piece of rat to mouth, chews rat.
Captain.
What?
Uh,
Just to make sure I know exactly how blunt I'm being, what were the questions we were trying to find out again?
We wanted
What
to
am I doing
question
this for?
the men.
What
Yeah.
are we doing again?
We want to know if Floon Blagmar is the captive of the Zentarum, I do believe. The guys with the
Yeah.
flank snack
Is that-
tattoos.
We want to question those 2 men ideally.
Three.
Or 3 men, sorry.
Is Zentarum is the flank snakes, yeah?
Yes.
Or the snake tattoos?
Yeah, so Onyx just literally just looks over at the group of lined up captives, the prisoners, and just points over this dude's shoulder like, I want to talk to those guys.
Yeah, so a very respectable-looking middle-aged gentleman with a handlebar mustache, very burly, with some grey in his hair, walks over and says, "What's this?"
I get the feeling that Elle's probably caught up by now.
Yeah, everyone else can catch up at this point.
Oh no, I'm watching from
uh,
afar. I'm good.
I'm very sorry to
Yeah,
say, sir,
I'm
but
watching with Pelikov.
this walkway between Snail Street and Phillip Lane is currently cordoned off as part of an active crime scene.
I was just saying to your friend here, the criminals are down. There's no real crime going on, and I want to talk to those guys. Points at the pile of criminals.
Are you are you qualified for that sort of thing?
Looks down at armor, looks over at hand axe, looks over at other side of belt where mace is laying, looks at shield strapped to back. I would say so.
Have you got something Zent related?
I'm just trying to figure out who it is that they're fighting over. I was told that someone snatched someone, and we've been told to recover someone, so.
If it's all the same, I can speak in their tongue.
Make a persuasion check with advantage.
Yeah, I was gonna be really, really confused if you had anything other than a +0 in there.
Oh yeah, no. I'm pointing this out right now. I have a 10 charisma.
Yeah, I was gonna say +0 or lower. I was thinking in there, so.
He brings himself up to his full height. There's to the young guard, Jimothy, go get yourself a rat. And Jimothy, seemingly know what that means, just ducks under the rope and starts walking off towards the direction of the known rat vendor. The guard captain brings himself up to his full height. Where is it? Says the name's Captain Staggett. I am the guard captain for the dock ward.
Guard Captain Staggett, was it?
Yeah, spelt as it sounds, Staget.
Gosh, dang it.
Gosh, dang it.
He says, as you begin to go under the rope, he sort of like puts his hand on your chest, stopping you for a sec, and says, "First things first, don't mess up the scene."
We won't touch anything. We just want to talk.
Oh, this one's coming with you now.
I don't know.
I did mention that I can talk in their tongue if need be.
That works.
Look, if you've got something Zent related, I can give you 2 minutes. But they haven't said a word to us yet. Come on. And he lifts the rope for you guys to duck under and starts heading towards the wall where they're currently knelt down.
I'll kneel down in front of one of them.
Yeah, he brings you to them. Says, "Remember, 2 minutes," and walks off like 10, 15 meters away.
Any of you know? I'm gonna be saying in Thieves' Cant. Friend of Davil. Any of you know of Floon Blagmar?
Alright, give me a sec. Thieves' Cant. Alright. So, Onyx, you just start hearing a bunch of jargon nonsense words all strung together, except for Floon Blagmar.
Yep. Teapot, little kettle.
Yeah.
Backwards L, upside down G. The horse rides at midnight.
The three of them, glance at you as best they can at the mention of Davil, and they begin. Actually, make a I'll say now you can make a persuasion check with advantage.
Ooh. Please work for me. Persuasion?
Yep.
Oof.
Not terrible. It's still an average.
Um. hmm. So all at once, all three of them start talking about different things.
I'm focusing on the left one.
All in Thieves' Camp. Sorry.
Oh.
Uh,
I'm still
but-
focusing on the left one.
So like one of them begins going on about essentially when the fuck is Davil sending in the backup? Like why are we still here? There's only 12 of them, blah blah blah. And just carrying on like that. The second one is just very succinctly saying basically I don't know anything about anyone named Floon Blagmar. What the fuck are you talking about? Where is Davil's backup? And the third one says, we're all brought in out of town, supposed to meet at Candle Lane.
And the lane for what?
The,
Rendezvous point?
the other two, as soon as you say Candle Lane for what, the other two just start staring daggers at the third one. And they all start talking again at the same time. The first two, saying like, "What the fuck are you doing? Like, you don't. Where's their tattoo? Why the fuck would you even say that when there are people around?" Like,
Does it seem like they're getting aggressive towards the third one?
Yes. Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
From
Onyx is
your
gonna,
point
like,
of view,
yeah,
these two have 100% turned on the third one.
yeah, and Onyx is just immediately kneeling down towards near these two, and just staring very intently right into their eyes, just like the non-verbal attempt at shut the fuck up.
You can make an intimidation check if you like.
All right.
Jesus.
You position yourself in between the third and the second one, and there's a second where they like almost unexplainedly start to look sheepish and look down, and given your like your posture and your expression, Stagger picks up on what's happening and snaps his fingers, and 4 city guard appear and separate the third one from the other two.
Follow with the third one.
Yeah, one each. One each. Sorry, 2 city guard for each of the 2 guys. Pick them up and start bringing them to like almost triangulating their positions. One's taken like 30 steps down the street. The other one's taken directly across the street, like his head placed against that other wall. And
we'll
yeah,
just
now
give a
just
nod to
now it's
Stagger.
just you. Yeah, you two. Stagger again. He kind of looks at you both and holds up one finger and mouths 1 minute.
Mm-hmm.
What do you know?
Are you saying this in Thieves' Can or just common?
Thieves' Can.
In Thieves' Can, he just says, "Look, we were brought in out of town. Reinforcements against Xanathar," and you pick up the word Xanathar, Onyx.
Mm-hmm.
These guys here were basically chump change, but we were told mess some shit up and head to Candle Lane.
Davil?
He's the one that hired us.
Yeah, gotcha. Candle Lane, the rendezvous?
Yeah.
Alright.
Can you go send some people so we can get the fuck out of here?
I'll get you some help. I'll make sure of that. Alright. for now. Stay
Your
low.
eternal reward.
So you just run for reinforcements. You don't know anything about a flume magma or anything like that.
I don't know anything about that. We're just here. We saw some of these people with these freakish tattoos. We fucked them up.
And these were your These were your targets.
Yeah, we were just told if we see these tattoos, do whatever we want. Go nuts.
All right. I'll see that you get out of jail and out of this town. I'll put him
Thank
away
you.
with Goat Devil.
And he just nods and puts his head down. And at this point, Staggart walks over, claps you on the shoulder, and says, "Time's up."
Yep, I'm done.
So
And just
that's all the
gets
time we
up,
need.
just get up and start walking away without even looking at him and just giving a thumbs up like a thanks. Appreciate it.
He kind of Onyx grabs you, like just grabs you, like, not in any sort of aggressive way, just kind of stops you for a sec to have a private word, and he's like, "Look,
Yep.
I know you adventuring sorts have got your own things going on. Just keep in mind, a lot of the city guard are not as nice as I am."
Understood.
And he just ushers you on back down the road outside of the cordoned area.
All right.
We're just like the shitty private investigators that every fucking cop hates.
I'm just useful for once.
As we're walking towards the end of the lane, while still kind of muttering with Staggart, I'm gonna bring out another shard of that Damascus. This time, like maybe like a fingernail or like a thumb length. Anyone bearing this metal, I need to know about them. They're in deep shit that shouldn't belong to them.
Make a persuasion check.
The metal is also followed by a gold coin.
With advantage.
No, he's a legitimate city guard. He doesn't take bribes.
Yeah, no, it's less of a bribe and more of a, hey, if you help me, I will pay you for your work. Not, hey, turn your back so I can do shady shit. Yeah, no, persuasion.
Yeah, persuasion check.
Yeah. Could be worse, could be better. I'm not saying take up any of your time, I'm just saying if you see anyone flashing large amounts of this, maybe just let Dernan know.
There's you've asked Dernan about this?
He's keeping an eye out, but I figured what better eyes than the watch.
I can guarantee you by the end of the day he'll have something for you, but some professional advice would be to drop it.
I've got to insight that.
Oof.
Second person I speak to tells me to fucking stop investigating. Alright.
I'm by the rope. Can I like maybe? I think I'm too far away actually.
You can make your insight check.
Oof,
Me
even
too.
worse, but it's still average.
Me too, or?
I'll say if you want to help, you can give Onyx advantage.
Sure.
Go again. Oh
Ooh.
god.
Even worse.
Oh yeah, 10.
He says it very matter-of-factly.
Is it more like
But
stop
this-
this or you'll be buried, or more of a stop this as a professional? You know, he's telling me it's a bad idea.
He's saying it like, you know, professional to professional. This is a bad idea. But you can see that there is kind of like a mix between fear and worry in his eyes.
Does it seem like he recognizes the medal?
Yes, 100%. There's
Okay.
there's recognition 100% in the medal.
All right. Yeah. He pockets the shard and the coin. All right. Well, I guess I'll see where these lead me. But if it gets too hairy, I'll back off.
He just nods.
All right. Yep. No. And Onyx slings the Damascus steel shield covered in that same metal back over his shoulder and walks off.
And that's probably a good spot to end it, I think.
Useful.
What was
The
that? Sorry?
rogue did a thing.
I'm
I did
useful.
something.
Not only that, Thieves' Cant was worth something.
I know. Who the fuck ever uses thieves' cant? Jeez.
I mean, they're just like they got the fucking marks. I know. Have I seen them? Yes. Yeah. I think.
Yeah,
that-
100%.
Yeah. Have seen them before, and it's just like these people are my people. I think, sort of. I've seen them. They must be rogues, or they know it, or something. Just go along with that. Use thieves' cats. If it doesn't work, I'll probably sound like a fucking maniac. If it does
Onyx-
work, I sound like a maniac to everyone else except for these three.
Yep. Onyx has just stumbled upon an episode of fucking Gotham.
Just go back to the group, which is like, yeah, no, they don't know the guy. they're not from around here.
Yeah.
It definitely sounded like that was worth a level up.
Not yet.
Y'all are laughing, but we killed a troll.
It's true. Hey, you say that like the monk gets a level up. I'm kidding.
We all get a level up, and he gets maybe half a level.
He gets a level down.
Oh,
I'm joking.
becomes a random civilian. Jesus.
That's the next campaign after this. It's just NPCs. You play NPC.
Would you like to sample my wares?
Get your cooked rats here. Cooked rats.
What's the matter? Somebody stole your sweet roll?
All right. Thank you, everybody, for dropping by. Thank you for watching our session 1. We'll be doing this next Tuesday. The YouTube VODs will be on the same time. Sorry, they're still talking in my ear. You can't hear. YouTube, I'll be uploading the VODs 1 week later, so YouTube will be 1 week behind. Thank you, everybody. I love you all. Stay safe. Bye.